Whether new shooter, longtime gun owner, or even police officer or soldier, your handgun needs a Crimson Trace laser sight or light. Get the confidence and reliability you need to protect family, home, and country. Crimson Trace.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, a website that makes silencer shopping easy, the complete history of gun control, and cowboy loads from South Dakota. All that plus your range reports. Call Tom now at 1-866-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
Oh, boy, do we have a lot to talk about today. I have some personal stories to share with you, and I bet you have a few for me also. We have some people who have written in. They've got support. I mean, I wish I could hold the printouts up to the microphone. I could show you groups that people are shooting with their very cool rifles and good ammo. I mean, people send me pictures of their groups, their little tiny groups that they're shooting, just having a bunch of fun, going out and shooting, trying your skills, testing your rifle, testing your ammo. Just a lot of fun. And we're also getting an incredible number of stories of people who were anti-gun, staunchly anti-gun, who kind of come up to a friend I know is a shooter and say, you know, maybe it's time for me to take a look at this again. There's a quiet turnover happening out there as the public views the ever-increasingly strident calls for more gun control, more gun control, more gun control. And they think, you know, but if I had been in that room where those two people came in and started shooting people, I'm not sure that at that point I would want to yell at them, but that's illegal. You're not supposed to be doing that. And they say, you know, I think maybe I would really rather have a gun. Question for your friends who are either on the fence or staunchly against using a gun for self-defense. Question: when those people kick in the door, when they go in and start shooting people, would you like to put a police officer in there? Well, yeah. Why? Well, then the police officer could shoot them. Uh-huh. And if the officer's not there, would you like to have the same result? But that's different. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. By the way, it is the time of year where we're buying everything, lots of stuff, and lots of guns and lots of ammo and looking for deals. If you have the Gun Dealio app on your smartphone, you're finding out about the deals. By the way, if you have, and it's only available, let me say this, it's only available if you have the app, which is free, of course. We have a really great deal, 25% off anything on our website, shopguntalk.com. But you have to get there through the app. You cannot just go with your phone without the app. So you go download the Gun Dealio, Gundealio, Gun Dealio app for your smartphone, and you too can trigger the deals. So the conversations about gun control. The conversations about gun control, they seem to be spinning a bit out of control. And the people who are pushing gun control are becoming not only more strident, but a little bit nutty, a little cray-cray out there, where they're equating the NRA with domestic terrorism and saying that you, as an NRA member, are, in fact, a domestic terrorist. Well, somebody who has looked into the whole issue of gun control and where we may be going with this is Linda Nika. We'll get to him before too long. We're going to be talking about a book that he has. It's just, I'm telling you, it's crazy town out there. There's a lot of stuff going on. We'll be getting to that. Also, I get your calls, I get your letters, I get your emails. If you'd like to join us, 866-TALK-GUN, Tom@guntalk.com. We'll get you in here over on Twitter. I am at GunTalk. Just a minute ago, got an email from a guy who wants to know about suppressors. He's wanting to get a suppressor for his rifle. Well, you know what? There are people who know more about this than I do, so let's get one of them right now. Jeremy Mallette joins us right now from the Silencer Shop. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Tom.
All right, question for you. I got a guy who writes me in. He says, I won't be able to call the show today, but I have a question. I'm in the market for a rifle suppressor, primarily for a 5.56 AR with a 16-inch barrel. This goes to the whole deal of, I'm sure you get all the time, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And so he says, I had a dealer tell me that a titanium suppressor is fine for a 16-inch barrel, but shouldn't be used on a shorter barrel. Does that make any sense to you? I'm not sure I'm understanding that.
Well, you know, a lot of people get wrapped up in the idea that a silencer has to be made out of this or that, and you can't use this particular silencer for that particular thing. And, you know, just like guns, everything has their place in silencers. You know, there's specific silencers for specific things. But the short answer is no. Depending on how the silencer is designed and what it's made for will determine what length barrel it can be used on. So just because it's titanium doesn't necessarily mean that it can't be used on a barrel less than 16 inches.
So what I think I hear you saying is it all depends. You have to look at each situation individually.
Absolutely. You know, the biggest analogy that I use for people that are new to silencers is I say, think of a silencer like a scope. Think of what you want to use it for and what guns you want to use it on, and then we can help you narrow down the options.
Well, that's kind of interesting because we know that there are all these different scopes, and you don't just walk up to the counter and say, I'll take a scope. So don't do that. You actually find out what you need. Huh.
Exactly. You know, for a lot of people that are new to silencers, that kind of makes sense because we've all looked at optics for our guns. So, you know, that kind of triggers something and it makes sense to people.
All right. Silencershop.com is obviously a website, and you're involved in sales, but I got to tell you, from my standpoint, you're involved as much as anything in service and education and just helping people sort all this stuff out. Fair enough?
Oh, absolutely. You know, even if a customer doesn't buy a silencer from us, even if they're looking at, you know, another FFL or another outlet for purchasing a silencer, they can still call us and we'll still answer all their questions about silencers and what works best for their particular application. And, you know, that's one of our main focuses is education.
How did you guys learn so much about silencers? Where do you find your people that know all this stuff?
Well, you know, we've recruited people from all across the country and in various walks of life, you know, ex-military computer programmers, marketing, sales, you know, all across the country. And so, yeah, we have assembled a team of very knowledgeable staff that can answer any question about silencers. And, you know, as one silencer manufacturer put it, they said, you know, outside of a silencer manufacturer, you probably have the most knowledge out of anybody in the country. And I thought that was pretty good. Made us feel good.
I would think so. Silencershop.com. So I guess explain to people, we ought to at least tell them, what do you guys do? What is silencershop.com?
So we just sell silencers. That's just like the name says. So every now and then we'll sell a gun, but not normally. It has to be something special. But what we do is we make the buying process for acquiring a silencer easy. It is the easiest way to buy, period. Literally, I explain it to people all the time, and they say, wow, it's really that simple. 10 minutes and I'm done? Yep, that's it. You know, nothing to it. So that's really our whole focus is making it easy.
Okay, so how does it work?
Well, it's pretty simple, Tom. So, you know, there's two ways to file as an individual or a trust. I'm not going to get into those just yet, but basically a customer can go onto our website. That information, and you already have that on your website, the information about doing a trust. Absolutely. But basically they can go onto our site, they can purchase the silencer and the $200 tax that the government requires to process the paperwork. They will select a dealer right there that is closest to them that we'll be sending the silencer to and they'll eventually pick up from. Check out. they'll get an email. The email will walk them through the rest of the steps, and then they're done. It's literally that simple.
And then you end up sending the silencer to the local dealer. Now, and then there is a waiting period. What's the ATF waiting period running now?
Right now, we're seeing about 4 to 5 months. And that's another thing, I'm glad you bring it up, is that we update you every step of the process. So we update you once all your paperwork is complete. We update you once it's sent to the dealer. We give you tracking, all that. And with our system, there are no fees from the dealer, no shipping, no hidden cost or anything like that. What you pay on our site is what you pay, and you're done.
Now, how does it work from the dealer's standpoint? The dealer's going to process this. Is there a transfer fee? Does the dealer make some money somewhere?
The dealer makes money from us. We have contracts with all these dealers, so they get their money from us. Yep. So don't worry about them. They're getting it, and they're getting their money. And so you don't pay any extra processing or transfer fees or anything. And Silencer Shop is actually the one that's handling your paperwork. And we do literally 100+ silencers a day that we sell. And so we do the paperwork all the time. And so leveraging our talent to do the paperwork is what you really want.
Basically, what you're telling me is that you just make it easy.
Exactly. Yeah, it's it sounds more complicated me trying to explain it than it really is.
Yeah, just get on the website. Also, you can call on the number. I'm just going to give it out, but people can look it up too. It's 512-931-4556. But again, just silencershop.com. All right, quick question for you. I've got several guns, say handguns, of different calibers, but I want to start off with one silencer, one suppressor. Is it okay? Is it workable to get a 45 caliber silencer and use it on a 40 or a 9?
It absolutely is. One thing to keep in mind is that anytime that you shoot a sub caliber through that silencer, for example, you've got a 45 silencer and you shoot a 9mm, obviously it's going to be a little bit louder than a dedicated 9mm silencer.
Sure, it's going to let more gas go out the front because the hole's bigger.
Exactly. On top of that, it'll be a little bit longer and a little bit heavier, and the cost will be a little higher than a 9mm silencer. So, a lot of people do that, myself included. I bought a 45 silencer so I could use it on all my pistols. But then what I found after I started shooting them is that I need to go back and actually get one for the caliber specific because the experience was much more pleasant.
Right. And besides that, once you get one silencer, you never end up with one silencer. You just start getting more of them.
Exactly.
It is true. All right. Well, look, this is great information. You guys perform a wonderful service. It is just, you're like the encyclopedia of silencers.
Yeah, that's what we aim for.
Well, there it is. If somebody wants to know about this, you guys can walk them through the process. It's silencershop.com. Look, I really appreciate you taking the time to share with us. I love being able to call on experts who know this stuff. Hey, Jeremy, listen, appreciate you guys and everything you do.
Thank you.
All right, you take care. All right, open lines for you now. 866-TALK-GUN. Do you have a silencer? How'd you get started? Do you have more than one silencer is the question. How'd you get started in it? And what happens when you let a friend shoot a silencer for the first time? 866-TALK-GUN.
Want your next gun purchase to be fast and hassle-free? Well, at galleryofguns.com, you can search through thousands of models from our huge firearms inventory. Find a great offer from a local dealer that includes all fees and taxes. And there's no need to arrange a transfer. Gallery of Guns takes a small deposit on your credit card, and your gun will be at your chosen dealer in as little as 48 hours. Plus, your gun will be covered by our guaranteed lifetime replacement warranty. Galleryofguns.com. Search, find, buy. It really is just that easy.
You're at a gun store and your phone tells you about hot deals. Want to know about special offers? No problem when you have Gun Dealio, the free app for your smartphone. Gun Dealio delivers the latest deals on guns, ammo, and extras direct to your phone. Don't overpay for your shooting gear. Get Gun Dealio. It's free at the App Store and Google Play. Trigger the deals with Gun Dealio. GunDealio.com.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Batagroup. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
It's time for the Brownells Trivia Question. Brownells, serious about firearms since 1939. Are you a gun know-it-all? Well, you may have a chance to win the Brownells GUNTALK FN SCAR 17S Dream Gun and a trip to the NRA show in Louisville, Kentucky, May 19th through the 22nd. Here we go. What is the name of the manufacturer who supplied each of the following weapons to various branches of the U.S. military? MK-19, M250 cal machine gun, M240, M249, M16, and M4. Colt, Browning, or FN? To answer and have a chance to win, go to brownells.com/guntalk. That's brownells.com/guntalk. When it comes to firearms, Brownells has more, knows more, and does more, and guarantees it all forever. Brownells is serious about firearms.
Back with you, Tom Gresham, 866-TALK-GUN gets you in there. Also, you can shoot me an email, tom@guntalk.com. Went to a memorial service yesterday for Jim Clark Jr. and was not really terribly sad. It was actually, strangely enough, it was kind of enjoyable. We had a hope. God, he had great turnout, 300 people there. At least 300 people, I don't know. But lots of good conversation, lots of shooters there. The competitive shooters were asked to wear their shooting garb. Jim being Jim, what a great guy, man, I'm telling you. We would do well to live our lives as he did. Helpful, honest, lots of integrity, and very practical. So when it was over, I put his casket in his old black pickup truck, took it out to the shooting range where everybody went out there and did a send-off, firing some rounds downrange. Very cool. We'll have a little bit more information about Clark Custom Guns here in just a few minutes. All right, let's go to the phones. Line 3, Jay is with us in Amarillo, Texas. Hello, Jay. Parachuting.
Yes. Oh, what's that again? I missed that.
The parachuting. What do you think they were carrying?
Well, I don't know if it's just me, but I seen it several times there that looked, not the military, but the police. To me, it looked like it's carrying mini 14s. I don't know if you noticed that or seeing things.
I actually did notice that. I think you were spot on. I think that's exactly what the police had there. They had mini 14s, which is always an interesting thing because people say, oh, well, at least they didn't have the AR-15s. And you're going, really? Functionally, there is no difference whatsoever. But it's a very weird deal. Sometimes, particularly in the U.S., if you show somebody a Mini 14 and an AR-15, one is good and one is bad. You go, really? Okay.
Yeah. Well,
but I did see that.
Didn't they originally? Didn't they make a military version of Select Fire on that?
Yes, they did. I've actually I shot the Select Fire full auto version of the Mini 14. And, it was fun, but what the best part was? Somebody else had already loaded all the magazines. That made it great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, that's all I had, Tom. I just wondered if I was seeing things or what.
No. Good eyesight, good spotting. Those were Mini 14s they were carrying. Let's go to Todd on 2. He's in San Diego, California. Hey, Todd.
Tom, hey, I want to build a AR-15 from the ground up, starting with an 80% lower. I've got a couple of entry-level ARs right now, and I've got bolt-action .243 and .30-06 hunting rifles. So just wondering if you had a recommendation somewhere for a caliber that might be either, interesting or kind of fit somewhere in that lineup. I'm in California, so it makes it kind of tough to make an AR a really, effective defensive rifle with bullet buttons.
Well,
and, 10-round magazines and that sort of thing.
Do you have anything in 300 blackout?
I do not. That was one of the calibers that I was looking at, as well as 7.62.
Man.
But my thought with 7.62 was it's a little bit messy, especially in an AR platform.
Man, I would do a 300 blackout in a heartbeat. Now, I guess the other question is, where you are, can you get a silencer? Can you get a suppressor?
No, sir. Not this is the great state of California, so we can't have anything fun.
I was trying to remember what California's laws were. So without being able to put a suppressor on it, then the blackout becomes a lot less attractive because it really does make the suppressor sing, so to speak, or that's a mixed metaphor there. Boy, the 6.5 Creedmoor, but then you really have to go to an AR-10 platform for those. So in just an AR-15 size, I'm just not sure. I mean, the truth of it is, and people get all wrapped around the axle on the different calibers. I do like the 5.56, and with good bullets, with a good twist rate, you can use those longer bullets, and it'll do all sorts of stuff. You can, you might even build you up like a super duper accurate long range gun with it. There's just a lot of things you can do, but I'm not sure I wouldn't just stick with the 5.56. But I'll tell you what, when you make a decision and you get it all figured out, I'll tell you what, give us a call. I'd like to know what you ended up with. All right, appreciate that call, Todd. Let's see, Jim, don't go anywhere. I am going to get to you. Got to see what this was all about. And also, we're going to be taking your calls and comments here. I will also be playing a little clip from Ted Cruz. I don't know if you saw that Ted Cruz jumped out to a 10-point lead in Iowa, 10 points over Donald Trump. We think we know Donald Trump's stand on guns, but he's changed a lot. He was for banning semi-autos. He was for a lot of gun control, and now he's not. Ted Cruz, on the other hand, has been pretty consistent. We'll have a little bit of a clip on that one. It's a fascinating race to watch. From a gun owner standpoint, man, this one is going to be hugely, hugely important. Don't go far. We'll be right back.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
Back with you, Tom Gresham here, 866 Talk Gun. Just easier, honestly. Just dial 1 and then Tom Talk Gun. And if you're on a cell phone, leave off the 1. Easy. All right, I mentioned that I went to the memorial service for Jim Clark Jr. yesterday, and evidently a lot of folks have been saying, well, what happens to Clark Custom Guns? It's like one of the best shops in the country for working on guns, doing mods on guns, also developing cool accessories and that kind of thing. So, well, rather than me tell you about it, let me bring in Jess Clark, who is Jim Clark's son, one of his sons. Hey, Jess, how are you?
I'm pretty good, sir. How are you?
Well, I am good. It was, in a weird way, it was good to see you guys, even though it was a sad occasion. But, boy, I got to tell you, you guys sent your dad off in style.
We did that. It was we actually saved a little bit of money, too, dragging him off in his old truck rather than a hearse, so it worked out well.
Jim would have liked that.
He did. I thought about it after the service. It didn't strike me till afterward. I don't know of anybody else in the country that was well-liked enough to have more people flown in to see their service than, of course, local friends. So, and not only that, but we had 90% of the competitive shooters all under one roof. So,
exactly. I mean, you had some of the very top shooters. I mean, I was looking around and saying, well, let's see, he's won the Bianchi Cup 5 times, and he's done this, and she's done this. I'm going, holy cow. I mean, you had the best shooters out there. They're all there. And you're right. A lot of people flew in for this. And I don't know what the number was, but it was, by my rough count, well over 300 people in there. So that was pretty amazing.
Yes, sir. I think it was. I mean, of course, like I said, I don't know anybody else that could have, maybe swung that just out of pure character. So, and it's what he would have wanted, just, it was all the right people, all the right time, and it worked out very well.
There you go. Well, and obviously, I mean, you're getting questions. People say, well, what happens to the business now? So why don't you tell people what's going on?
Okay, well, of course, we'll let the cat out of the bag. Of course, my father, Jim's been sick for probably 6 months or so. The minute he got sick, we tried to get him some good treatment as soon as possible. And, of course, what that required was him actually leaving the country. And so, of course, when he leaves the country, I pretty much take over the show. We still have the same quality of our products. Nothing's changed. Resume on myself, I've been there since I was probably, 5 or 6 years old, sleeping under his small man's bench. And for the last 10 years, I've actually been a smith there. We have recently brought in my little brother, Logan. He has just graduated college 2 years ago and worked at a bank. And he decided he wants some, so we're going to give him a little taste as well.
Well, all right. So the truth of it is you've really been running the operation for about 6 months now.
Correct. By myself solely. It's kind of been a co-operation, if you'll say. But for the last 6 months, it's pretty much been all me.
Right. So things will continue. Clark Custom Guns is going to continue as it has in the past. And, of course, you still have all the same top-notch people working there.
That's correct. I tell people all the time, one of the neat things about us is you actually have national champion shooters actually building your gun for you. We've got 3 in the shop right now, which I think is pretty neat, And, of course, not only that, but we have cousins, the ones that aren't national champions or family. We only have, maybe 2 or 3 employees that are not either a family or national champ shooter. Go figure out maybe 10 employees.
That's pretty crazy when you think about it.
It really is, and it's been that way for 65 years. Is what's even crazier.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, your granddad was a national champion shooter. Your dad, and of course you got you, sisters, mom, uncles. I mean, you start spreading it out, and it's all over the place. You got national champion shooters no matter where you go around your place.
Yes, I mean, it got so crazy. I mean, they had to make a TV show on it. It's going to be in its 2nd season next year, and that's filmed on location in our shop. So
it's called Shootout Lane. Now, where does that run? Tell them where the network is.
Okay, that's I'm not exactly sure of when it's going to air. I think season 2 will be sometime in April on Outdoor Channel.
Okay, so it's called Shootout Lane. You want to check that out.
Yes, sir. And another thing that's pretty interesting about that, of course, that's the last ever footage of Jim, my father. So.
Yep, exactly right. We were. I was fortunate enough to be able to share some of the video we had done with you guys together, and showed that yesterday. So a little bit from the Shootout Lane TV show. Well, Jess, are you going to be able to continue your shooting and competition while you're doing all of this?
Well, as you know, the beauty of being in this business is we get to travel a lot, and we get to call it work. So, of course, I will still be around at an NRA convention, and you'll still see me, of course, promoting our products, shooting. Of course, another thing about our company is one of the things we take very seriously is the matches our customers shoot in, such as the Camp Perry Bullseye Nationals, the NRA Bianchi Cup, whatever it may be. We want somebody on staff to actually help out our customers. That way, if it's, of course, the day before the match, and somebody's gun goes down, we want to be able to help them out and be on site. We want our guns to function as well as possible and our customers to be happy.
Well, as you say, you've got 65 years of doing that in the family, and and you've heard me. I always tell people, look, if your gunsmith can't figure it out, talk to the guys at Clark, because I bet you they can figure it out. Just get a gun to them, and people anywhere can send their guns to you.
That's correct. Pretty much, as long as you live in the United States, you're a law-abiding citizen, you can send us a gun.
There you go. Clark Custom Guns, that's the website also, right?
Yes, sir, ClarkCustomGuns.com.
There you go. Hey, Jess, thank you for spending some time with us and making sure that everybody understands you guys are not only still in business, you're continuing and on to greater things. And I wish you nothing but luck. And call on us anytime we can help.
Yes, sir. I just want everybody to know that. I appreciate your help. Just let you know real quick, we actually have a new website and a new product, so it's actually getting even newer and even better.
All right, is that the same website, ClarkCustomGuns.com?
ClarkCustomGuns.com. We just revamped it, and we're getting even more organized, so things are actually turning for the better, if anything.
There you go. All right, best to the family, and we will be talking to you soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care, Jess. Thanks so much. All right, 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. 866-TALK-GUN.
The Ruger American Rimfire Rifle combines features of the Ruger American Rifle and innovations of the 1022 Rimfire Rifle to appeal to all bolt-action enthusiasts. It features a modular stock system that provides comb height options for scope or iron sight use, a power bedding integral bedding block system for outstanding accuracy, a Ruger Marksman adjustable trigger, and a 1022 style rotary magazine for reliable feeding. The Ruger American Rimfire Rifle, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
The .45 Auto, also known as the 1911, is the standard other defensive pistols are measured against. No matter what pistol you carry, techniques developed around the 1911 are vital. You know you need training, and you know your concealed carry class definitely was not training. Now Gun Talk presents an exciting DVD, Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. Tiger's unique training style will have you drawing, moving, shooting, and running your gun better, no matter what style pistol you prefer. At ShopGunTalk.com, you can order our DVDs of Tiger's instruction. ShopGunTalk.com also has a 2-DVD set, including Concealed Carry 1. Get both for the information you know you need. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com has DVDs, books, and other essential gear. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition, and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit SigSauer.com today.
Behind every revolution is a patriot. Just as this great country was founded on the ideals of many, the new Mossberg Patriot is the sum of all that came before it. Reliable, timeless, built to last. The classic American hunting rifle, with a heritage forged over generations, has come home. Mossberg, built rugged, proudly American.
When it's all on the line, you can count on Trijicon Optics. Earning its reputation in combat and on hunts in all corners of the world, Trijicon comes through. The new AccuPower rifle scopes feature battery-powered illuminated reticles, variable power, adjustable brightness, plus they're waterproof. The years of waiting, the dollars spent, your hunt of a lifetime comes down to a single moment. Get Trijicon quality. Trijicon.com. Trijicon.com.
Seeing a lot of demand for guns and ammo right now. I hope that you were listening over the last year. As I've been saying, ammo is available, ammo is cheap. Buy now. Put yourself like on a monthly buying plan. I don't care if it's only 100 rounds a month. Just start putting some away. At the same time, while there's a little bit of inching up of prices, it's not very much. So continue your buying. And I'm telling you, if it's just 100 rounds a month, whatever you can afford, putting it away is a pretty good idea. There will come another time. when prices jump up again. Availability could be hard to come by. Just saying. Let's go to line 1. Jim's with us in Cawker City, Kansas. Hey, Jim.
Couple comment and a question. I've seen some 22 rounds with nylon coating on the bullet instead of copper. What's your opinion on that?
Don't really have an opinion. Just whatever they want to put on it's fine. I mean, I don't think it makes much difference. And the copper, the straight lead can end up leading up your barrel a little bit, but honestly, we a lot of us have been shooting 22s for so long, and some of these 22 barrels have not been cleaned in forever. After a while, I begin to wonder on 22s how much it actually matters.
I've been there.
Okay.
Okay, a comment. I was going to the bank for the day, and I saw a sign that says, "No open carry weapons allowed." Didn't say anything about concealed, just open carry. I thought that was kind of nice.
That's interesting. Where was I? I was in a restaurant recently, and they had the exact same sign, no open carry. What they're saying is, look, we don't care if you care. We just don't want you to scare the patrons, basically. Going,
well,
okay.
I would say in a bank, if you walk in with an open carry, you're going to rob it. That's what they're going to think.
Well, and I understand what they're saying. You can also make the case on the other hand, if a lot of good people were carrying, then they would get over their skittishness or fear of somebody carrying a gun. But at least what they're not doing is not putting a no gun sign on. Now, I know the open carry crowd would get all upset, and they do. They get upset with me anyway. But look, Jim, I appreciate that. Very interesting. Dan, line 3 in Illinois. Hey, Dan, talk to me.
Hello there. I am hoping you can put a word in with your friends at Ruger, and I would request a new gun. They have recently come out with the Red Hawk 45 Long Colt 45 ACP. I would like to have a revolver 357 and 9mm.
Why?
Well, the combination of the ammunition that you could shoot the 9mm, the 9x21, different things like that. And I like the moon clip idea where you can put various loads in.
Right.
And I would like a 5-inch barrel.
And as long as you're asking, might as well go for a 5-inch barrel. I like that.
Exactly.
Now, there are people who are going to say, well, of course, you can always, if it's a 357, you can always just get light 38 special loads, and now you're kind of getting what you get out of a 9mm. Now I would say if they would design it so that you could use full moon clips with it, that'd be pretty cool. So I'll tell you what I'll do. When I talk to them, I will pass it along. It's worth mentioning. Dan, I thank you for that. Interesting ideas. Mike's with us out of Marshall, Texas on 2. Mike, what you looking for?
Oh, I went to one of those dastardly gun shows yesterday in Tyler, Texas, and I bought a DPS Oracle AR-15, and I'm new to AR-15, so I really don't know much about them. And when I got it home, I didn't even notice it when I got it, but there's no sling swivel stud or attachment on the front of the gun, only on the stock. Is there is that a mistake, or do I need to buy an aftermarket one? And if I do, where can I get it? Because I can't seem to find anything on the internet so far.
Sure. Okay. Do you have rails on the forend?
No. No, it's got the Glacier stock. Yeah, it's got the Glacier stock, which is just a vintage stock, front stock, or hand guard, what I'm trying to say.
Right. There is a way that you can mount a little attachment that will do the sling swivel. What you need to do is probably go to the Brownells website. It's BROWNELLS, brownells.com. Also, I tell you what, go to the DPMS website. See if they may have what you're looking for there. But yes, you can attach it on there, and you can put that front sling swivel on there. I congratulate you on that. Once again, I saw somebody the other day had one of those single point slings. I said, oh, that's one of those things that you wear when you want to do real family planning. Boy, howdy. Single point sling on an AR will sling right back there and catch you in the yeehaws. Holy cow. I much prefer the 2-point slings, if it's me. 866-TALK-GUNS. Man, it makes me hurt to think about it. All right, let's go straight to the phones. David's on 4 in Coos Bay, Oregon. David, what are you thinking about getting a carry permit for? What are you doing here?
Well, there's an argument. My buddy, he's got one of them little Desert Eagle CO2 BB gun pistols, and he can shoot dimes all day long at 15 yards, and he carries it concealed. And he says he does not need a permit to carry a pellet gun or a BB gun concealed, and he doesn't need a big gun. He says he doesn't want to hurt nobody, but he could stop by, I guess, shooting the eyes, I guess, and stopping the whole situation. But I told him it's against the law to carry even anything concealed, so I figured we'd call you and ask.
Well, I have a thought on that, but it has nothing to do with whether it's illegal or not. I just think it's like one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Here's the deal. If you need to use your gun, it's only because someone is trying to kill you. Period. Right. That's the only legal reason. Well, there's a couple. If somebody's trying to kill somebody else. If that's the case, bouncing BBs off of them is not an approved way to stop a deranged maniac.
Oh.
Your buddy needs somebody to punch him in the nose to wake him up and acquaint him with the real world.
Well, he was a combat veteran. He did 4 tours, and he just got tired of really killing, I guess he said, and he can definitely disable somebody where they couldn't see you. He said if he could
No, he can't. That's just dumb. He cannot do this. You got 1 or 2 people who are running and moving. He is not going to shoot anybody's eyes out. He is living in a fantasy world or a PTSD world or something. I am sorry, but your buddy is just wrong, and then he's wrong some more. I'm just going to tell you.
He can toss a 50-cent piece in the air and usually hit it 2 out of 5 times, out of 5 shots before it hits the ground.
No, he can't hit it twice before it hits the ground because it starts moving. But let's just say this. Once again, let me explain to you. I don't care how good a shot he is. He won't get a perfect shot at somebody's eyes. He will be bouncing BBs off of people, and he'll get killed or maybe get somebody else killed in the process. Maybe a situation where somebody wasn't going to get killed when he pulls this out and bad guy looks and says, oh, there's a guy with a gun. I'll start shooting him and other people, where it wasn't necessary. He doesn't. This is so simple. You do not have the ability to stop a deranged maniac or a terrorist when you have a BB gun. So, apart from whether it's legal or not, it's such a bad idea that supersedes every other consideration. So, David, I don't know. If I were you, I would advise him thusly, and then I would not even engage on the legal question. If he brought it up, I would just say, dude, that's just dumb as a bag of rocks. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. I'm sorry. Look, I appreciate the call. Let's see here. Got a minute. I can do this. Line 1, Robert, Kotzebue, Alaska. Ask me your question quickly because I can answer it.
Hey, Tom. Good morning. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can. Go fast.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I have a Model 70 Pre-64 chambered in a 375 H&H. And I heard on one of your prior shows that you could call the Winchester Records at the Cody Museum, I believe it is, to get a factory letter. Well, I called them, and they don't do factory letters for that model because they say they're all destroyed. They got destroyed back in the day. And, I was just like dumbfounded.
Oh. They're not saying all the guns got destroyed. Do you mean the records got destroyed?
Yeah, I guess you get a factory letter to, when it was manufactured, years, and so forth. And,
okay, all right, here's what you got to do. I would go back and ask the Buffalo Bill Center one more time, and then check with the Winchester Collectors Association. They may be able to help you. Just do an online search for Winchester Collectors, and they can help you out a bit.